everybody hear me loud and clear? Yes? At any time of the tour you need me to speak a little bit louder, please inform me. So very good afternoon to all of you and welcome aboard the Singapore Duck Tours. My name is James and I'll be your tourist guide for today. Behind the wheel is our duck captain, Captain Tan, who would be taking us on a 1-hour land and water tour. For the first portion of the tour, we will be heading towards the water segment of our tour, towards our splashdown point, before making our way towards the Marina Reservoir, and then towards the Merlion Park, before making a U-turn back onto land. Second portion of the tour will be the land portion of the tour, where we'll be heading towards the Civic District of Singapore to learn a little bit more about the historical developments. Alright guys, now a show of hands. How many of you first time on board the Singapore Duck Tours? First time. Wow, so this is most of your first time. Well, this is also my first time. First time on board with all of you. Alright guys, just a few gentle reminders. Please be seated while the craft is moving at all times. Please also refrain from sticking your head in your hands out of the craft. Now, eating and drinking is not allowed on board. However, bottled mineral water is allowed because of Singapore's tropical rainforest climate. It is always good to drink up loads of water because I do not want any of my friends on holiday to fall ill during your stay in Singapore. However, there are no toilets on board. Now, I believe most of you have been in Singapore for at least one day, so I would like to formally welcome all of you to Singapore by wishing you a Selamat Datang ke Singapura, which means welcome to Singapore in our national language, which is Bahasa Melayu. In Singapore, we have 4 official languages: English, Mandarin, Bahasa Melayu, and Tamil. So in Singapore, our first language is English. That is a compulsory subject in schools. We would also have to take up a second language known as our mother tongue, mainly consisting of Mandarin, Malay, and Tamil. Now, I will be doing a water safety briefing first before we actually get down, yeah? So, life vests can be found underneath your seat. Please don on the life vest in case of an emergency. There is a safety strap you will need to tie around your waist, just like a shoelace, as well as a whistle and a light to attract attention. In case of a fire, there are fire extinguishers located in front and at the back of the craft. Now, in the event that we are stranded in the water, please do not attempt to jump overboard because I cannot swim. So even if you are an Olympic swimmer, we shall wait for the captain's announcements first. The exit doors can be found on your left as well as on your right. Alright guys, before we head down towards our splashdown point, I've got one question for all of you. Are all of you ready? Come on, I can't hear you. Are all of you ready? Now that's more like it. Well, for those of you who are ready, good job. But for those of you who are not ready, we are still going down anyways. Alright guys, just another gentle reminder, please be seated and hold on tight while the craft is going down into the water because it might get a little bubbly, so I require everybody to be seated down. Thank you. In 3, 2, 1, go! So we are safely in the water. Is everybody doing okay? Yes, very well. A very beautiful day for sightseeing because the sun is shining brightly and it is not a single bit cloudy, so this is the perfect time for many photographic opportunities. Now guys, just for your information, here at the Singapore Duck Tours, we have a total of 5 ducks, okay, 5 ducks. Now each of these ducks has different names. As you can see today, we are on board Orlean, so his name is called Orlean. Now if you were to spot any of the other ducks belonging to the Singapore Duck Tours, be sure to spot their names as well. They are located on the sides of the ducks. We are now along the Marina Reservoir, and this is one of the 17 reservoirs found in Singapore, but this is the only reservoir found in the city. This Marina Reservoir has a total water catchment area of over 10,000 hectares, which makes up about 1/6 of Singapore's land area. This Marina Reservoir is also considered as a mixed-use development because apart from supplying 10% of our water drinking supply, this reservoir is also used for many recreational activities such as dragon boating, kayaking as well as canoeing. However, there is no swimming allowed in this reservoir. Now, why do we need to double up our land? Because Singapore is amongst the 20 smallest nations in the world. In fact, London is more than 2 times larger than Singapore. Singapore has a total land area of approximately 716 square kilometers. Now, from east to west, we run approximately 47 km, and from north to south, approximately 25 km. Now, if you think about it, a professional marathoner can run from east to west in approximately 2 hours. On the right over here, this is known as the 3-story F1 building, and this is home to the first street night race in the world since 2008, and this is known as the Singapore Formula 1 Grand Prix, which is usually held in September. Now this year, it will be held on the 18th to the 20th of September. The Singapore Formula 1 Grand Prix is usually held on the 3rd week of September. What you expect to see over here during this period is that the Marina Bay area is converted into a street circuit. Safety fences and barriers are set up to convert downtown into a street circuit. Apart from these safety fences and barriers, floodlights are installed around the circuit to simulate daylight. One interesting fact about these floodlights is that they are 4 times brighter than your regular stadium lights. Your ticket for the Singapore Formula 1 Grand Prix, apart from the regular car racing that you see over here, there are many events and performances. Now, for those of you who are music lovers, past year's artists who have performed over here since 2008 includes artists such as Mariah Carey as well as Beyonce. Now, for last year's artists who came down, I'm sure you are familiar with some of them. Now, artists such as Robbie Williams, Jennifer Lopez, as well as one of my favorite singers, John Legend, came down to perform for the Singapore Formula 1. This Ferris wheel is known as the Singapore Flyer. Now, if you're wondering what the height of the Singapore Flyer is, imagine 31 male giraffes stacked on top of each other. Now, that is the height of the Singapore Flyer, 165 meters tall. On a clear day, from the top, you can see as far out as some Indonesian islands such as Batam and Bintan. But if you're even luckier, you may even see further up north towards Johor Bahru, Malaysia. Because on a clear day from the top, there is a 45 km viewing radius of the open sea. Now, my my favorite time to go out to the Singapore Flyer is around 10 a.m. in the morning because I can see the orange glow of the rising sun. So the view would be simply breathtaking. Now there are a total of 28 capsules which can fit 28 passengers at one time, and one revolution will take you approximately 30 minutes. These two dome-like structures on the left are known as the Gardens by the Bay. Now they are sitting on prime real estate because they cost about 1 billion Singapore dollars to build in 2012. They are also nicknamed the 21st Century Urban Jungle because of their temperature-controlled conservatory. The tall one over there is known as the Cloud Forest, and this is home to trees and plant species from the tropical montane regions of the world. What you expect to find inside there includes moisture-loving plants such as orchids as well as prehistoric ferns. The larger one is known as the Flower Dome, and this is home to trees and plant species from the South-Mediterranean regions of the world. What you expect to find inside there includes a 1,000-year-old olive tree, as well as the California state plant known as the California poppy plant in full bloom. Now entry to the conservatories and the sky bridges are chargeable, however the rest of the gardens are free. If you take a look at those purple color trees over there, they are known as the super trees located at the Super Trees Road. Ranging from the height of 25 to 50 meters tall, there are a total of 18 super trees. If you take a look at the corner super tree over there, there is a restaurant nested right on top of it. Now please remember these two timings, 7:45 p.m. and 8:45 p.m. because there is a free lights and sound show located at the Gardens by the Bay daily, known as the Garden Rhapsody. Each show would last approximately 15 minutes. Now from Sunset City where we came from earlier on, it is easily accessible by crossing a few traffic lights before crossing this pedestrian bridge behind of us over here. Alternatively, if you're taking the MRT or the Mass Rapid Transit, the nearest MRT station to Gardens by the Bay would be Bayfront MRT, so easily accessible. Now guys, I shall just repeat the two timings again, 7:45 p.m. and 8:45 p.m. for the free lights and sound show located at the Gardens by the Bay daily, known as the Garden Rhapsody. Each show would last approximately 15 minutes. So wherever you saw the super tree spot is the place where the lights and sound show is going to be held at. Okay. Part of Marina Bay, where we'll be making our way towards the Merlion Park before making a U-turn back onto land. So we will have panoramic views of the city skyline, 360 degrees view of this beautiful skyline. I will be talking about the attractions on our right first. Before talking about the attractions on our left, we should use the iconic Marina Bay stairs. On the right over here, this is known as the float at Marina Bay, or the Marina Bay floating platform, and this is home to the world's largest floating stage. This floating stage over here has the capability of holding the weight of over 900 people and 200 tons of stage props. This is also a very popular place for the Chinese New Year countdown, which falls on the 31st of December each year. Just last year, we celebrated something very special over here. We celebrated Singapore's 49th birthday, which is also known as National Day or the National Day Parade. It falls on the 9th of August each year. This year, we would be celebrating Singapore's 50th birthday at the Padang, which will be going past later on. The multi-colored scenes that you see over here are known as the viewing deck, and they have a sitting capacity of over 30,000 people, which is perfect for large events and performances. When this floating stage over here is not used for any events or performances, it is often converted into a football field. On your right, once again, that whole cylindrical building is known as the Swiss Hotel, the Stanford. Now that was the tallest hotel in the world 29 years ago. Today, it is the 19th tallest hotel in the world, standing at a height of approximately 226 meters tall, with more than 1,200 rooms. Now that's when we realize that the world is constantly changing, and so is Singapore. On your right, once again, this art center is known as the Esplanade Theatres by the Bay. There are two ways to pronounce it: Esplanade that rhymes with lemonade, or Esplanade that rhymes with facade. Now whichever way you pronounce it, it is fine by me. Now some of my friends say that it looks like the eyes of a housefly, or even the cap of a microphone, just like this. But for most locals, we call it the durian. For those of you who might be wondering what a durian is a fruit which is native to Southeast Asia, noted for its formidable thorn-covered husk and pungent aroma. The durian is also nicknamed the king of fruits because a large fruit can weigh up to 3 kilograms. For those of you who are daring enough to try the durian in Singapore, which is considered a delicacy because of its pungent aroma, I would say give it a shot. Alright guys, we are now approaching the Merlion Park. The Merlion is a half fish, half lion mythical creature. Now for those of you who have your handphones and cameras, do stand by.
Товарищ, который символ Сингапура.
Now this merlion over here is also nicknamed the Mama Merlion because it stands at a height of over 8 meters tall and weighs about 70 tons. Now guys, if there is a mama, there must be a baby somewhere, right? Now if you take a look behind, there is another baby merlion facing the other direction, and it is also nicknamed the cub because a lion's baby is called a cub. Now mama is 8 meters tall, but the baby is only 2 meters tall. Can you guys see it? It is facing the other direction.
What is that? What is this?
Что-то там все